At the Edge of Light, reflections on near-death experiences. There are moments in life that change everything. Moments that brush the edge of existence and leave behind a quiet, permanent mark on the soul. Among these, few are as profound and transformative as near-death experiences. A near-death experience, ND, occurs when a person comes close to death through illness, accident, or trauma, and yet returns, bearing memories of something beyond. These experiences are not simply dreams or hallucinations. They are vivid, deeply personal journeys into the unknown, often accompanied by a sense of peace, clarity, and unconditional love. What makes NDEs so fascinating is not just the mystery of what lies beyond life, but how these encounters change people, forever. Crossing over and coming back. Most near-death experiences begin the same way, the sudden awareness that the body is no longer functioning as it should. The heart may stop. Breathing may cease. Yet, the person reports feeling more alive than ever before. They may feel themselves lifting out of their body, floating above, observing the scene below with a sense of detachment and calm. There's no fear. No pain. Just stillness. Many describe entering a tunnel or moving through darkness, only to be met with a radiant, loving light at the end. This light is often described not merely as bright, but as alive, filled with intelligence, compassion, and an overwhelming sense of belonging. It is, as some say, like returning home. For some, the journey continues. They meet deceased loved ones or spiritual beings. They may walk through landscapes more vivid than any found on earth, gardens that shimmer with color, or cities made of light. Time no longer seems to exist. Everything is now. Everything is peace. And then, often reluctantly, they return. The life review. One of the most transformative parts of many near-death experiences is the so-called life review. In this state, people say they see their entire life unfold before them, not just as a film, but as a deeply immersive experience. Every choice, every word, every emotion felt or caused is relived, sometimes from multiple points of view. If they caused pain, they feel that pain. If they offered kindness, they feel the joy it brought others. But there is no judgment. Only understanding. The purpose is not to condemn, but to awaken. In this space beyond time, they learn that what truly matters is love. The smallest acts of kindness, the moments of connection, the compassion we show, all of it becomes luminous and meaningful. Status, wealth, and achievements fade. What remains is how we made others feel, how deeply we lived, and how openly we loved. Returning transformed. When people return from these journeys, they often speak of the difficulty of re-entering their bodies. The world seems heavier. Slower. But they come back with new eyes. Many who've had NDEs lose their fear of death completely. They speak of life with reverence, yet view death not as an end, but as a passage into a realm more real than this one. Their priorities shift. They seek simplicity, authenticity, and connection. They may become more spiritual, not always in a religious sense, but in a deeper awareness of the sacredness of life. They speak more gently. They listen more closely. They forgive more easily. The things that once caused anxiety or anger lose their grip. They are no longer seeking something out there, they have already touched the eternal. The message they bring. Though near-death experiences differ in detail, their messages are strikingly similar. Life is a gift. We are deeply loved, more than we can imagine. We are all connected, every soul, every being. What we do matters, especially the small, loving things. We are never alone. These are not just poetic sentiments. They are felt truths, spoken by those who have stood at the threshold of death and glimpsed what lies beyond. Their stories offer hope, not only for what comes after, but for how to live here and now. The light within. Perhaps the most powerful lesson from near-death experiences is that the peace, love, and light so many describe are not only waiting at the end of life. They exist within us. Right here. Right now. We don't have to die to discover the sacred. We can find it in the eyes of a loved one, in the silence of dawn, in the act of holding a stranger's hand. We can live our lives with the awareness that every moment matters. That every heart is a universe. That every soul we meet is also walking toward the same light. And so, we are invited, not just by the stories of those who returned, but by life itself, to slow down. To listen more deeply. To forgive faster. To speak more kindly. To love more fully. A gentle reminder. In the end, NDEs do not provide all the answers. But they do offer a glimpse, a whisper from beyond, that we are part of something vast and beautiful. That this life is not an accident, but a chapter in a far greater story. And so, if today you find yourself rushing, worrying, or wondering if you're enough, pause. Breathe. Remember the light that awaits. And remember that it already shines inside you. You are loved. You are guided. And you are never, ever alone.